Have mercy on me, a sinner.
In this particular episode of the Jimi Hendrix Black Legacy documentary, we're going to examine the life, trials, and tribulations of Hermon Hitson. Herman befriended Jimi when he was in the Atlanta area, working on the Chitlin circuit. Herman was also a fellow guitarist. What was interesting about their relationship was that Herman shared Jimi's love for wah-wah and fuzz pedals, along with playing soul, R&B, and the blues as loud as they could. We're talking mid to late 60s here. In fact, their early bond was so strong that many mistook Herman's playing for Jimi's early on. They made numerous recordings together that shady record producers tried to say was Jimi playing all of the lead guitar parts in order to cash in on Jimi's fame, especially after Jimi's untimely death in 1970. Since Jimi couldn't set the record straight, we'll let Herman do it. But Herman's career expands well beyond his association with Jimi, as he's backed up some of the legendary performers in the world of soul and R&B, as well as opening for Southern rock icons, the Allman Brothers. Let's take a deep dive into the mind of Herman Hitson as he gives his unique life story, an amusing, humorous, yet insightful musings and perspectives on his friend, the late, great Jimi Hendrix.
In my beginning, Herman Hitson began in really Jacksonville, Florida. But I was born in Philadelphia, and after my parents broke up, my father died, and she took me down to South Georgia and to a place called Marion Tyler's Farm. I mean, everything you can imagine, man, was on this farm. Only thing them people had to get from the store, excuse me, and you couldn't go to town but one time a month. One time a month. Because they were sharecropping. And they had to go pay boss, whoever they call boss, who got them on the farm, to do everything, but and you know they furnish everything. But everything was there, man. Cows, mules, horses, pigs, and all this kind of stuff, and all the chickens and ducks, and man. Watermelons, man, corn, everything was there. And boy, you talking about them girls, boy, they could cook, brother. Oh, but then when my mother, the guy she married after my father, he was in a gospel group. You know, oh Lord, langa, bow, bow, oh yeah, yeah. And I used to love that, man. My mama would take me to church, and I would sit there looking at her, man, yeah, as a little boy. And I was excited about that. And so by the time they took me to Jacksonville, Florida, now that's when I began to grow up a little in here, because there was no television, no pictures or nothing. You see, first television I saw, man, playing, got wire tied around their neck and a harmonica there, man, and they blowing and they, oh man, you understand, and all behind the back and all between the legs and all this kind of stuff here, man, doing flips off the table. You see, that's what happened when Jimi went to Europe. They wasn't used to that, man. That amazed them people. Good God, this man eating it. Man, that was every day with us. You see what I mean? And so Jimi, he gonna be cool with you the artist, you hiding and play behind you. Now he gonna be cool with you. But every now and then something gonna hit that man, and he gonna take all the eyes off you everybody gonna go on Jimmy. Yeah. And Richard say, little Richard, he said, man, you got to go. No, I can't have you. I can't have you doing that, brother. I love you, the way you dress and all that, and blah blah. And Jimmy say he lent him $50, you know, something like that.
That was when Jimmy made it big.
Yeah, funny stuff, man. So yeah, and so I would see all these guys, man, and they would be sitting around the little old cafes, not restaurants, little cafes, or little old bars, or they sitting out front, down on the Coca-Cola crate or something, man. And boy, they playing this stuff. And you can see the wine bar line there, damn near half empty. And you can see the empty one, he done broke the neck off it, and I made a slide on the guitar. And boy, as long as you put some wine in there. See, that's how they got the blues players in us. They didn't know nothing about no business. Didn't know nothing about no show business. They thought that was just one word. But they made us the show and they kept the business. You see what I mean? So we record, man, these blues players, and we recorded all these songs. We didn't know nothing about the business, but they did. Your name was on there sometime more so, but you wasn't gonna get no money. Every now and then, you know, they come give you $1,000, you know what I'm saying, and make you pretty and all this kind of stuff. But you think they're giving you something, but they writing out everything you got. And by the time you think you doing great, they coming to you, no, man, you done spent all your money. No, they did Jimmy like that too, see? When he did Electric Ladyland. Man, Jimmy wasn't looking at that stuff there, man, no business. Man, he go and stay all night in that studio, man. All night long. I was there with him a couple of times. See, I didn't mind. But most of the time, man, some of your members get tired of going over and over something. But see, you have to understand that's the artist. He's trying to find him. You're not trying to find you. You see what I mean? You got to catch up with him because he's the artist and he's paying you. You see what I mean? If I pay you to paint this room, then hey, if you don't paint the doggone room, and if I tell you to paint it red and you paint it green, hey, so the thing is, Noel and Jimmy, it was hard to get along most of the time with those guys. Yeah, so I would see these great guys, man, with processors, man, a do-rags around the head, playing these guitars, and man, and then I heard a guy like Muddy Water and them, man, John Lee Hooker. I said, uh-oh, I got to play this guitar, man. And then I became friends with the guys. It used to be the guitar players for the Five Royals and Hank Ballard in the Midnight. Man, those guys were playing up something, man. And they had the strap, man, the strap like this around your neck, but it's so long the guitar be way down there by your doggone ankle, man. Them cats be playing it.
Davis was one of the guitarists?
Yeah, he played, yeah.
Hank Ballard.
Yeah, Hank Ballard, yeah. Me and Hank became good friends. And James Brown and Hank Ballard. Me, James Brown, Hank Ballard, and Joe Tex. Now James and Joe, man, they had me in between. Man, James had me to go back to Joe and tell Joe something. Joe tell me to go back and tell James. James said, hey brother, hey little brother, you go tell Joe Tex, man, if he's doing bad, I have him. And then Leon also say, and tell him he got to come crawling. Man, I tell Joe that stuff, boy, I'm telling you. So back back to the ranch, man. So okay, I would, the straw brooms. My mama, hey man, we didn't have that much money. But the straw brooms, and my mama used to got to sweep the floor with no carpet and all that stuff. That man. She come in, I done got that broom, man, and I knocked all the straw out of it trying to play guitar. Boy, and she whooped me one time. Not bad. And then the next time, she didn't whoop me. She started hiding the damn broom. So that's how it started. But see, the first song I learned how to sing really was the song by the Blind Boys, Mississippi and Alabama. But the Lord's Prayer that those guys sang, man, that knocked me out. And I learned that one. And my mother was singing in the choir. I was a little bald head brother then. My mother singing in the choir. And so she would bring me to church every Sunday. And they'll stand me up to sing that song. Mama had that done intentionally because we needed some money to eat, man. And so they started putting money in the plate. You can see a smile on Mama's face. And so, they clapping, that was great. And so the interest kept going. So I would be in the pool room. Okay, now I'm about 15 to 16 now. I would be in the pool room, and I would, they had what you call a piccolo, a jukebox. You put your money in there, and you push the number that you want to play of the artist. Well, the Atlanta Tams knocked me out, and Jackie Wilson, and then here comes James Brown, and all those guys, Sam Cooke. Man, I said, man, I got to meet these guys. I got to leave here because I done played, man, everywhere, man, that was needed to play in Florida, it seemed to me. But I had never went on a tour. So this guy, Will Davis, he was a cab driver. He had followed my band. There was Hermon Hitson and the Rockin' Tonics. And he asked me, he said, would you like to go on a tour? Of course, I said, yeah. Yeah, he said, okay, I get back with you. He came back with me, and he told me they're gonna start the tour here, what date and when, and in the route we were gonna take, we had to work our way all the way up. The last stop was gonna be here in Atlanta. But we were gonna stop midway in Lynette, Alabama, where he was from, and his mother, them. And we were gonna stay there about 3 months, playing all around. And then we was going and work our way up to Atlanta for the last part. And that's where I got stuck right here. Because I never saw nothing like that. Man, Major Lance, man, Major Lance, Otis, and all of them, man, they was right there. And then I got a record, and all of them coming to my funeral. Now, damn, excuse me. All of them coming to my gig, man. Yeah, in my dressing room. Hermon Hitson. And then I played behind Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson. Man, what do you think about that? Man, there were some great guys, man. Man, Jackie Wilson had the strongest legs I can see in my life. Man, he would get down and come straight back up. No problem. No problem. And so once I began to record, man, I recorded, Arthur Conley. Arthur, do you like good music? Okay, the young fella, he loved my band. He was around me all the time. But he had a contract with Wallace Spann from Augusta. Wallace Spann. And Wallace Spann had a partner in the recording business who owned their recording studios. And that's where Arthur be recording at. But Arthur's contract was basically up. But see, Otis Redding wanted Arthur. And Otis Redding manager, Phil Walden, wanted me. See, he wanted my song, Been So Long. But they wouldn't let me go. They wouldn't turn me loose. Man, you see what I'm talking about? They wouldn't let me go to Phil Walden. And that's when I met the beginning of the Allman Brothers. Yeah, me and Dwayne Allman. Yeah. So they wouldn't let me go. And Otis, he had told Phil Walden he's starting his own thing. He started his own thing. But he wanted to take Arthur Conlon, and he wanted to take my cousin Sam, not Sam, but Dave, with Sam and Dave. He wanted to take them with him, and and somebody else. And so Phil and them, that boy was found dead, man, in that plane underwater. You know what I'm saying? And I was on stage, man, when I heard it. I said, oh man, that's the way it is. That's how fast it happened, man. Like for instance, Jimi Hendrix, and that with Jimmy, I don't always call him, man, no Jimi Hendrix, no two names. Hey Jimmy, whatever. We call each other a lot of names. Hey, we call it. Hey. I remember calling him SOB one time. We had plenty of names, but.
What do you do to make you mad?
No, you don't be mad, Yeah, you just be, small talk. Calling each other low down and dirty and all that stuff.
You didn't have a nickname for him, did
you? Yeah, I called him a scunion.
Scunion?
I said, you low down scunion.
What's a scunion?
Damn if I know.
It sounded good, huh?
Yeah, it sounded good, but it's just like a shade tale of somebody hadn't got right yet. Always think they're in the right place and then be way off track. Yeah. So man, that about and I recorded those 4 songs with Wallace Spann. And I got laid over in Augusta for a while. And I wasn't recorded because Wallace Spann I did the Ghost or something, they couldn't find him. And then my guys began to leave and my drummer went with James Brown. I said, James, why you take my drummer, man? He said, you wasn't doing nothing but starving him. I said, well, you might right, brother. Yeah, so I wasn't recording then. Then I got back to Atlanta. And then that's when I got hooked up with Johnny Brantley. Lee Moses, he was already with Johnny Brantley. And he told Johnny Brantley, hey man, you got to talk to him. And Johnny Brantley found me. And he said, man, I want you to do a session. And so that's how it happened. And that's when I got that wheel and all that stuff.
Yeah, tell us about that and how it got from your version to Lee Moses' version.
Yeah, Lee Moses' version, it's the same as they would have us recording each other's songs. And it'd always be them. Sometimes it'd be us. Like for instance, Bad Girl. Lee did it first, and I did it next. And I was on a branch of Atlantic Records. Atco. And then with the Minute records, you know, with me and Bobby Womack. So that's where the song came out. That's when I did the song, I Got That Will, and Too Much for the Human Heart. You see, and during the same time, man, we was doing these songs. See these songs here. See all these albums that they have sold, and they got Jimi Hendrix's name on my songs. Jimi Hendrix was one of my best friends. We didn't know each other that long, but we became friends. Him and I and Lee Moses. Now they got on the back here about Herman Hitson so great in his own rights. But they got Jimmy's pictures on here. So most of us don't even read what's on there.
Now they did that after he died.
Yeah. After he died. Jimmy didn't know nothing about that. I want to make that straight. Man, Jimmy wouldn't have never did that. He'd have picked me up. He wouldn't have put me down and had his name put on my stuff. He had enough stuff on his own. But then this album here, every song on here is me.
Go ahead and read out some of the songs.
But one song. Now the ones I wrote was Hey Leroy. And they got somebody else's name on that, me and Lee Moses. And then I wrote Free Spirit. Now I done got a lot of people talking about, what's the story on Free Spirit? The controversy. Man, never been no controversy with me. I wrote the song. And okay, House of the Rising Sun. House of the Rising Sun. I didn't write that, but that's me playing. Jimmy's not playing no lead on my stuff. It's Hermon Hitson all the way. You see, and I wrote him. Now, and okay. Now this one, what is this? Something You Got. I didn't write that one, but that's me playing. Johnny Bradley wanted me to do that song because that was his buddy. You see, he had a hit record on that song. And so you got Something You Got, and you got Let the Gods Sing. That's my song I wrote. I'm the one playing on there. Now when you get over here, the last song is She's a Fox. I didn't write that, and that's not me. That's Jimmy and them boys. I was there in the studio.
So that's the only one where Jimmy was playing the lead on? Or what?
That's the only one.
She's a Fox.
She's a Fox.
Okay. What about the other records?
Well, he would sit in with me, and he would play some rhythm sometimes. And it's when he's there, and he know I'm there, and he know I'm going to record where he's recording with Johnny too, see? And so he'll come, and anytime he's there with me, or anybody, he'll pick up a guitar and start playing. So he put some licks on some of these songs, but I can't really. I know he wanted to play bass on one. I think he overdubbed some stuff in there, but basically that's it. But these are my songs that they took from me and put my brother's name on there after his death. And I didn't even know nothing about it. Man, I was in Amsterdam, Holland one time. Man, I heard these people. In fact, man, Joe Tex, let me see, it was me, Joe Tex, and Billy Paul. Now, okay, my show come on first before Joe, but I play behind Joe on this show. Now, okay, time my show was over, man, I was a bum rush. And I heard these Germans talking about Jimi Hendrix, Herman Hitson, Jimi Hendrix, Herman Hitson. Man, that amazed me. Man, they got me, man. And they started taking me through the community and with this wine and stuff. This wine and stuff. And I'm trying to get back. I said, man, Joe won't skin me, man. I got to play behind this cat. Man, and then, man, they came back, man. I said, well, they got, man, came back. Everything was black dog. They done everything closed down. Didn't see the bus. I didn't see nothing. I said, what? And I saw these two eyes coming down, you know, a Jeep. It was a captain. He said, Herman Hitson. He said, they tried to leave you, man, but we locked the gate. Boy, and then Joe, I said, Joe, man, who told him to leave me? I knew Joe told him. Joe said, I did. And then Billy Paul told me, Herman, don't argue with Joe. Yeah, man, I'm talking about boy. But see, I wouldn't have mind if I had my passport, but they had my passport. So hey, I would have been in trouble then, brother. Yeah, so.
What is that? Another album over there?
Yeah, man. Here's you see, look, and it's many more. This is one. This is one. This is two. This is three.
The same songs or different ones?
Yeah, same song.
Wipe the Sweat. Who did that?
That's Hendrix.
Hendrix?
That's Jimi. Yeah, that's Jimi stuff. Wipe the Sweat. Jimi was a bad man. But it takes people some time to get used to what you're doing. Now, okay. There's that one. This one. Now you can find Hermon Hitson on all these songs.
I got that one at home.
Yeah. You see, okay, yeah.
Which one you on?
I'm on all of them.
All of them.
Now, let me see. Let me make sure. Damn, my eyes blurry here, buddy boy. Let me look in here and see.
You want me to read them all for you?
Yeah. Should have got my glasses. Yeah, wait a minute. See, this is Miller right here. Okay, Good Feeling. I think that it might be Jimi, I'm not sure. The Voice in the Wind, that mean, here's Jimi right there, Go Shoes. And I don't know in the head. I read them off. Yeah, read those off, that big guy.
Good Times.
Yeah, Good Times. That I think that's me.
Bring My Baby Back.
That's me.
Suspicious.
That's me.
Hot Trigger.
That's me. Yeah, they got Jimi. Well, they did about right though. They
mix him up with you and then just call all of it him.
Yeah, they got Hermon Hitson and Jimi Hendrix on Hot Trigger. Yeah. I wrote the song. He just sat in.
Some other album then?
Oh yeah, this is something, man. They did a long time ago with a thing. You know, they sent out that you find your songs on.
What song you got on there?
See, I got Walking in the Park and. Should have got my glasses. Anyway, you see my name on there.
Sweeter.
Yeah, Sweeter. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, gotta get sweeter and Walking in the Park.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was in there. You know, me and Billy Cox. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, so all this stuff here, man. You understand? Hopefully, someone's gonna read something out of these books or hear me somewhere. Man, they say, hey, man, I can help this guy get his money. I mean, it don't make sense to wait to wait until a person died, man, to give him some flowers, and you holding back the flowers he deserved while he's alive. But and we didn't know we was the show. We thought it was one word, show business. But it is show business. And them guys don't be playing with you, man. Ain't no emotional, man, coming out of that business, brother. Man, they don't care if you're living in a garbage can. Hey, they're still gonna sell your records and make all that money and live in luxury, big yachts, man, you know, a hamlet here, man, a mansion over there in Hawaii or whatever, man, with your money. All the children went to college, man, when you had to live in the project. Yeah, but somebody know you, but hell, like that Hermon Hitson, you was a living legend. Of course I am. Man, I've been in this business a long time, and I did so much I can't remember what I did sometimes. Sometimes it seems like a dream, man. I mean, yeah, these countries, man, you go in and all these cities and towns and stuff, and you know, like James Brown called one time, I think he was in somewhere, Copenhagen or somewhere. I asked him how many people was out there. He said, man, about 10,000 people. Man, he said, man, I'm so lonely, man, I just had to call you. You see, it's easy to be lonely in the midst of 1,000 people. And if we keep living, and all our friends we grow up with and the people we know pass on, and then we'll know what loneliness is. Because we can't go back and talk about what we did when we was in school. Are we from the same place? We did this, we dated the same girls and all this stuff. You see what I mean? Your friends and stuff. Yeah, everybody be gone and you still be hanging. But that's a blessing. They asked me, man, you and Jimi Hendrix, what happened to you? I said, man, it's obvious what happened to him. He's dead, I'm still alive. But he lived right there. See, they can ask you some crazy stuff, brother. What happened to me? Man, you looking at me. I still got my eyes, my nose, got my hands, man. That's the biggest blessing. Do you see what I'm saying? I can see you, you can see me. I got my memory. What else can I ask for? Yeah, so that's about the story there, man. But it goes on and on. Put me some eyes on her.
Okay, first question. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you first met Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, man, it was, it seemed like yesterday. The first time I saw Jimmy, I was in Macon, Georgia. And there was a guy down there named Johnny Jenkins. They had a group called the Pine Toppers. Flamboyant guy, man. You know, do the splits with the guitar and all this kind of stuff, man. And so I was really down there checking him out, and that's when I first saw Jimmy. That my first record that I did was in '63. And it wasn't too long after that that I met Jimmy. But I didn't really know him then. And so next time I saw him, I was in New York. He was with the guy that wanted to produce me and be my manager, per se. And his name was Johnny Brantley, flamboyant little dude. He was recording with Johnny Brantley, artists and stuff. In fact, he recorded with a whole lot of people then. And the next time I really saw him, when Gorgeous George brought him to Atlanta, and we were living at the Bellevue Hotel, and where it looked like it never been there now because they done rebuild man so much, and you know the Peacock and the Bellevue Hotel, we would stay there. I had a house. I had a house that I stayed, but I would stay there also. Sometimes Gorgeous George he'd be out of town with the Isley Brothers or something, and after a while, he was able to begin playing with Ronnie. And so that was about it on that. But I would come, and if he's there, he would find me. So after a while, when I see Jimmy, he'd be coming toward me with a guitar in his hand. And it took a while for me to see him with a guitar case. And I remember one time I said, man, why you don't have a guitar case, man? Man, he said, man, I don't play the case. I play the guitar. And we'll sit up in the hotel, the Bellevue, man, and I'll leave, come back, he'll still be there and playing the guitar. And he'd say, hey, man, you got a Pepsi Cola? Some soda crackers? Because, hey, man, listen, we was the poets that needed the most. But we were playing music. You see what I mean? And then here comes Jimmy with a doggone foot pedal, man. And I didn't know that much about it. But I hadn't had one personally myself to try to use it. But the first one, it wasn't a wow. Wow. It was a fuzz tone. It was like a bunch of bumblebees. And so after a while, man, the people started looking at us. We would be together a lot when he come here. He would go out way outside of the county of Atlanta. It was a place called Mammoth Down. We would play downtown to a club called the Plantation. It was segregated. Two bands, the black band and the white band. So he would go there with me sometime when he was here, until he really got on, began to go on the tour that Henry Wynn was sending out with all the artists, and he began because Little Richard was in charge of that bus, and so Little Richard said, no, he can't go. Gorgeous George, he went and told him, he said, look, Richard, he said, hey man, that's my cousin. That's my cousin, let him get on the bus. So Little Richard finally let him get on the bus, so that's when things really began to happen. And he began to play behind all these guys. Yeah. I remember Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson. We both were going to play behind them. Jimmy never did, but I did. Man, both of those guys, man, I couldn't have to believe that because I was a young guy coming into this thing, you know what I mean? And these were my heroes, man. And so that history there, but the last time I saw Jimmy though, back to this, was at Byron, the Atlanta Pop Festival. I saw him at Woodstock too, see, because I was there, in Byron, Georgia. And they said, man, Jim said, man, they talking about bringing us on, man, at 12 o'clock. Man, he said, man, I don't know how we gonna make it. Oh man, so that's the last time I saw him. He said, man, I see you when I get back to America. I'll see you when you come over across the pond. And so, man, that was July 4th. And then, man, I got a call September 18th talking about the boy was dead, man. I could not believe that. Man, I said, not Jimmy. And the way they were saying he died, I knew there was a chance in that, but I didn't believe it. See, I didn't believe it because I saw this stuff coming. Because Jimmy was really tired of just playing the same thing over there like that. Man, he liked it Miles Davis. He liked it a whole lot of people. And he saw colors that we didn't see. You see what I mean? Man, he'll look at a flower, look like an owl. Yeah, he was a heavy brother, man. Yeah, but then that's the last time I saw my brother.
So what about Michael Jeffrey? He was kind of a fishy character to you?
Yeah, he was a fishy character, man. Michael Jeffrey, yeah. Yeah, you see, we the product. Now we the beans on the shelf. You got plenty of beans, man. Now, if your best brand is leaving you, not just using that term, so Mike now go take out this big old insurance policies, man. Then, man, you become more valuable dead than alive. You can't argue. You can't say nothing. He wasn't a greedy brother, you understand, with no money. Man, money really didn't mean that much to Jimmy. You see what I mean? Because before he left, man, he said, I don't have no money, give me $1,000. See, he was like that. He told Leroy, that played with Joe Tex, hey, Leroy. Yeah, he told him, man, hold this $60,000 while I go sit in with these guys. He gonna sit in. See? So yeah, that got that, man, and so.
Is that the Leroy from the
Joe Tex.
Joe Tex?
Yeah.
So that's Hey Leroy.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, his name just Leroy.
Okay.
Yeah, he was playing with Joe Tex before me. I took his place with Joe Tex. His band was shutting down. And Joe called me, and he told me to get my band together. Because see, the thing is, Joe Texas now, with Jimmy, Jimmy more so like the Black Panthers, and so did I. And a lot of people didn't want us associated. But I was more so geared to the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but we was all fighting on all fronts. You know what I mean? Martin down here in Atlanta, I would see him 2 or 3 times a week because the radio station was upstairs over SCLC. And I would go up there playing my record, D. Robert Scott. And he would walk upstairs during the interviews, and I'll be up there also. And he'll have his overalls on or whatever, you know. So yeah, Michael Jeffrey and a whole lot of people, a whole lot of Michael Jeffrey is the cause of our demise, brother. You see? Because you understand, they find you dead in the bathtub with a spike in your arm and a bunch of drugs right here. That don't mean you OD'd, man. Yourself. But you understand, the public so quick to believe the news media and never check the cause or nothing. But that's the way it is. But Jimmy still lives, man. See, because I can see him, because he lived there. You got me the body gone. But his legacy and the people who have been fed on the way he do things is still being fed. And you know about guys like you Corey Washington, man, who fighting this war, man, to dig out every leaf on the truth. Because everybody, most of these books are not going to include me. You see? They know about me, but they don't include me. More so. But because every time they do a book or a movie, they start from when he became successful. But we was always successful. Man, you know, we make $3 a night. We was cool. Hey, man, me, Jimmy, Gorgeous George, and Bohanna did this gig, man. We made $3 and some change. Hey, and then we came across from the Auburn Avenue, across from the Bellevue. That was the restaurant. And we could eat there anyway. There was plenty of places. And so, man, you understand, we were just musicians, brother.
Jimi Hendrix being back in the 60s,
Yeah.
struggling musicians, or maybe not so much struggling, but you know, back then everybody that was black could be considered to be struggling in a certain
Yeah,
sense.
we all struggling. Yeah, struggling, brother.
So what, did you and Jimmy face any challenges together while you were on the road touring and
Yeah.
racism and stuff?
No, I didn't experience no real racism, you know, with me and Jimmy. But I experienced the racism from that, other than with Jimmy, because thing was segregated. I faced more racism with the Allman brothers. Hey, the people that racist against the Allman brothers, anybody with long hair, and we was hippies, and the racism came into that. But we had some stuff though, me and Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? In the clubs we play. Hey, we playing loud as hell. Well, I wasn't playing that loud before I met Jimmy. Jimmy had that shit blasting. And so they would say, hey man, y'all cut that down. And Jimmy would say, okay. And then they said, cut it wide open.
Well, where was this at? Was this Atlanta or where was this?
No, it was Latonia, Georgia, I think. Latonia, Georgia, Athens, you know, played Columbus, Georgia, places like that. Yeah, and then you understand, we play Tennessee, Nashville, Knoxville more so. Yeah, places like that. Yeah, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Oh man, we had many places to play. Yeah, sometimes Jimmy would be there and sometimes he won't. And sometimes I might be gone. See, but we hook up and we go do them gigs, man. You see what I'm saying? Hey, so Gorgeous George will come off the road, and while he on the road, he done booked some shows, see? So, and George thought he was real slick. See what he'll do. Now you got Sam Cooke on the show. You got Jackie. So what George will do? He'll go by the main clubs and he'll tell them what would they give him if he bring Jackie Wilson and Sam Cooke through there. You see what I mean? And last time he got about $300. They gave him because, man, that was some advertisement. Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson and his club. Then Sam Cooke caught him. Sam Cooke said, oh, okay, yeah. All right, I got you. You done made some money. Man, so George said, damn, you got to split the money. Boy, that stuff was funny.
So when you talk about, like you said, you wasn't playing loud till you hooked up with Jimmy. So
Well, we were playing loud enough, for the people.
this was still R&B. It was just loud R&B.
Yeah, it was R&B and the blues. Yeah, same thing he always played. The blues, he just got his touch into it. And he playing more so John Lee Hooker and him. You said the same thing, man, and he just got another effect on it. That was a hell of a time, man, in them '60s, man, with all the drugs and the flower children, man, and all this stuff, man. We could get a doggone, we could get a kilo of marijuana in a brick about this big. You hit that thing, man, it'll cover the whole floor. We get that for about $125. And boy, we was rolling joints, man. We get a piece of brown paper and lay down there about this long, about this wide, just pour weed in there like that, man, and then roll it up, man. And roll it up and tie it together. And boy, we pass it around. Boy, I'm telling you, that was something. Man, you just saw something at the Woodstock anywhere. And then, anywhere you go, man, you might walk up on somebody, man, just having sex right there. Or you might be laying over here right there, and somebody just started having sex. You look over there in the ponds they got out there, man, the ponds for the naked people.
This was during the hippie days.
Yeah, man, this was at Byron and Woodstock. Yeah.
Now, when you talk about Jimi Hendrix, and you said that back then you two were like stood out because you were playing loud, you had a certain look.
Yeah, we were playing loud.
And you said something about you was taking some drugs at the time. Was it just marijuana or was it more drugs?
No, it was more marijuana, brother. It was acid. The acid was there. And I started with the heroin too. The heroin.
Was Jimmy taking the heroin or no?
I never saw him take no heroin. I saw him do plenty of cocaine, because we was together.
Yeah.
And drugs, man, and the orange sunshine, the purple haze, man, strawberry fields. You see, the thing is, here I was at the concert at Piedmont Park. Now with all these bands and stuff, but we was coming on before the Allman brothers. And Lee Moses didn't know nothing about the Allman brothers. And I said, man, we coming on before the Allman brothers. We had some hell of a player. And so, Greg, them and all of them, I knew them. Lee didn't know them. And so, I was taking, he saw me put a pill in my mouth. Bam! And then Lee said, what is that, man? Man, that's acid, man. That's a lemon lime chewy. That was a green pill. Man, he said, man, don't nothing make me high. I said, what? I said, no, man. I said, do aspirin to stop your head from hurting? Yeah, I said, but this ain't no aspirin here, buddy. No, man, won't nothing make me high. And I said, okay. He said, give me one. Man, I said, no, Lee, just let me give you a piece of it, man, where you know what's going on. No, man, give me a whole one. God, I gave him that whole one. And we sitting up that man, waiting for our time to go on. We back there, yeah, messing around. And you see Lee, man, he's sitting up there. 15, 20 minutes gone by. Man, I told you didn't nothing make me high. But his leg was doing like that. I was looking at his leg. I know he was taking off. And then he said, man, it's kind of cold in it. I know I had him then. And then after a while, they said, ladies and gentlemen, Herman Hitson. And then we took the stage. Got up there, man. I couldn't hardly hear. And this little white boy, I was a little old, oh man, we loved him. He was like a roadie, and he would always help the drummer. 38, we called him 38. And he would help him with his drums, and he was learning how to play drums. And man, we got it now. Man, I got the guitar and put it on with the help of the little brother. And you know, man, I couldn't even find the neck on my guitar. I kept it, man, looked like I just couldn't find the neck. And I couldn't hardly hear. And so I watched the drummer, the backbeat in the foot, and I knew what time it was until my hearing started coming back. And then we did this song, red and yellow, pink and green, purple and orange and blue. I can see a rainbow. And boy, listen, I never heard Lee Moses play a guitar like that in my life. He had done got high, boy. Listen, boy, he was, and all them people, Atlantic Records there, you know, taking pictures of me because I had just had a new record out. And that was their publicity, you know, they sent them down here. And man, we got up there, man, all the Allman brothers ran up there, and they was looking at us. And when we left, Dwayne said, man, they tell me y'all playing in the place way out Bankhead there. What's the name of the place? Mammoth Down. Looked up, here he come. Here he come. And then Johnny Jones, you ever heard, you know Johnny Jones, don't you? Yeah, Nashville. Yeah, here he comes, Johnny Jones. And he set up his whole stuff. And he wanted to do Purple Haze. Yeah, and he knocked it out. And then Dwayne set in with me and Lee Moses. Oh man, it was just, it's something. And you go in by 12 o'clock, and we come out by 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Jamming all night, man. It wasn't no segregation there, that was integration, because all the white folks follow us out there.
Now, when you talk about the early days, like the R&B days where you and Jimmy was doing sessions and stuff.
Yeah.
Did y'all just take marijuana, or was it other kind of drugs then?
Well, more so marijuana.
The other stuff didn't come until like
Well,
67.
Yeah, because we was heavy on the acid, and I wasn't one of the speeders, you know, that like to take a lot of speeders. But sometimes I had to take a downer to get down. You see what I mean? And lots of people really freaked out on it because they didn't understand the high. They thought they could come down like you come off of marijuana. But you couldn't. You're gonna be there a day or so, man, a couple of days. And then you come down.
Did you see weird stuff when you
Yes, sir.
Like
Yeah.
people dying, or what was it?
No, I see the walls bubbling. Like those pictures there, look like they're coming out of the wall, like. Yeah, hallucinating drugs.
What about when you look at people, what do you see?
Yeah, about the same thing. Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you ever seen when you was taking some of that stuff?
Well, I was driving, coming down a street called Boulevard. Me and some of my, a guy named Casanova, we called Casanova, in 38, my drummer. You know, we riding down now. And man, I said, man, I'm going too fast. I said, man, I'm speeding. And I'm hearing all these cars blowing. Bam, 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 bam. Man, I'm told that they blowing, man. Man, I got to slow down. Man, I looked at the speed I was doing about 10 miles per hour. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff there, man. Yeah, hallucinating drugs, man. And see, the colors are so bright. Man, that's the best. And having sex. I ain't never had sex that great in my life. under that, man, and then so many girls.
Now, when you talk about you as a player and Jimi Hendrix as a player, back when they was getting the styles mixed up, now how would you say that your style was similar to his, or how did the people get it mixed up like that? Was your style so similar to his that they got it mixed up?
No, my style, you see, Jimmy always played stronger than me, and we didn't play alike. We made the same chords, but he was always faster than me. And what I recorded, my songs, was in the same line as everything Jimmy recorded. Because we were looking at the same people, and we had came to the same road there. So that influence, we was playing that. It was blues and everything, and then we got the pelts, and then that was the thing right there. But and sometimes when I played, I would do the same thing. Yeah, see?
So back then, there weren't too many brothers playing with the pedals.
That's right.
Jimmy.
That's right.
Kind of was a connection there.
Yeah, because they was, man, the guitars, the guitar players here, I was saying, man, y'all crazy playing that old stuff, blah, blah, blah. And and they were saying, man, y'all taking too much drugs and all this kind of stuff here. You know, they wasn't lying because we were taking plenty of drugs, but that was a new line of music that our people didn't understand, and they was afraid to branch over to it because they were looking at it like, man, that's white folk music. Man, you be on a gig, 10,000 people, white folks, and you got 1,000 blacks, you ain't gonna be able to see them too good.
And then Sly and the Family Stone,
Make
it a little more mainstream.
Yes, sir. Sly coming and knocked them out, boy.
Okay, I'm starting to understand this a little more now.
Yeah.
Just a little bit about James Brown. Did James Brown ever say anything about Jimi Hendrix, or did Jimi Hendrix ever say anything about James Brown?
Yeah, James Brown loved Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to, man. You said, man, you had to. Look at this brother. Man, this cat playing stuff, man. Listen, and then he owed that album up. We would sign some stuff, and we'll get the money, and we never performed from the thing they did. You know, sometimes y'all owe us a record. But Jimmy owed the album. So he got caught. So he went to Buddy Miles and Billy Cox. You see? And then they put that machine gun. They put that together. See, them the roots Jimmy was trying to get back to. And that's one of the greatest albums he ever did in his life. Man, machine gun, all that stuff, man. Man, that was amazing to me and everybody else. Man, Santana, man, God, Carlo, boy, everybody learned from Jimmy.
So you saying there's been times with James Brown mentioned Jimi Hendrix to you in a good way and talking about it?
Yeah, well, James would see me playing a wah. And ain't none of his band never played no wah. See, you got to play straight.
Chicken strap.
Yeah. And so he said, man, you and Jimi Hendrix, man, y'all playing the same stuff, man. Yeah, but that's the way it was. And then people, you know, connected us. Many people knew we knew each other personally, and many people didn't even know us, period. And many people didn't even know we knew each other. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Now, when you was back in Chitlin circuit days, James Brown was already a name, and you and Jimmy were sidemen back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Did Jimmy ever mention anything about James Brown or some of the other R&B acts of that time? Who were his favorites that he mentioned to you?
Man, he played with everybody. He came and told me. He said, "Man, you heard what that boy name? You heard me on the Have Mercy?" Yeah. I had heard it, but I didn't know that was Jimmy. But when I heard that, man, that sounded like Jimmy playing now. And then I found out because Jimmy told me. Yeah, Don Covey, because I played behind Don Covey too. See, but I didn't know that was Jimmy on the record. Yeah.
And I think I spoke to King George Clemens. You know him? King George Clemens.
I don't know.
He went out to Europe before Jimmy did.
Yeah.
And him and Jimmy, I think, was playing around the time with Don Covey.
Yeah.
He was more along the lines of a singer type.
Yeah, singer type, yeah.
But also I spoke with Jimmy Mays. You remember him?
Jimmy Mays, yeah.
The drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of those guys, they were telling similar stories, and you know, it's like everybody was having the same type of experiences back then.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about Lonnie Youngblood,
Yeah.
now how did he get in the mix with you and Jimi Hendrix?
But Lonnie was with he was with those guys, man. He was playing with Johnny now. I knew about Lonnie Youngblood. But at that time I didn't really know him. He was recording with Jimmy too. See, and Jimmy the one mentioned Lonnie to me. He asked me, did I know him? Because he was from Augusta. And I told him, yeah, I don't know him personally yet, but I know about Lonnie Youngblood. And so they did a live, some live stuff. And you know, Jimmy, like Under the Table, man, and all that stuff there, man. You know, Jim was playing. He was playing all that the same stuff after they took him over there to Europe over there. But when he got over there, that's when it broke. And Paul McCartney is the one who brought him back here to America for that concert. He wanted him on there.
Monterey.
Yeah, Monterey. So.
Now, did you play guitar on Lee Moses when he did Hey Joe? Was that you?
Yeah, I did Hey Joe first. Yeah.
You know that version I'm talking about where he was singing on there?
Yeah.
You was playing when he was doing that?
Yeah. Well, see, I got many versions on Hey Joe.
With him singing or who was singing?
No, with me singing and me playing.
I gotta listen to those.
Yeah. I got a live one. I got a live one that I did, and you can hear it. I think I got one in the car.
Because he also did, was it California Dreaming?
Yeah, and I did that first.
So you was on that whole album that he did, Lee Moses. What was the name of that album?
Time and Place?
Yeah, that was you on the whole album.
No, I wasn't on the whole album.
Just some songs.
Yeah. But see, you know what I'm saying? We would do, because, see, I was doing a Hey Joe before Lee really heard it.
What year was that?
Because he didn't know nothing about Jimmy that much. Oh, you heard him? What year was that? I don't know, around 67, 68 or something like that, I guess. The year.
Johnny Jones.
Johnny Jones, yeah.
What did he cut? Purple Haze?
Yeah, Purple Haze.
And that was in 67, wasn't it?
Yeah, what I'm saying, you know, sometimes years get kind of mixed up.
Yeah. And the soul soul agents or black murder, they used to call themselves
Yeah,
later. They did, forget what they did, but they had like the first Jimmy song on like a wax or something. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Foxy Lady, I think they did.
Oh, yeah. Woo, Foxy
Yeah.
Lady. Yeah.
Yeah, so so you saying you had some songs out in '67
Yeah, I think, yeah.
that was they on albums or was they just songs you had recorded?
Yeah, I didn't have an album out. We had did that stuff in the '60s, but they hadn't put it out.
Until later.
Yeah. You know, that was around '66 and '67. Yeah, that we did that stuff there. This stuff here. So.
But as far as you covering Jimi Hendrix songs, you was
Yeah.
doing that pretty much soon as he came out with his album?
Yeah, when he came out with Hey Joe, cause he had told me about it.
Oh, okay.
And you know, we were sitting in the dressing room, not the dressing room, but the hotel room. And he's sitting in the bed with his guitar. And he said, "How you like this lick right here?" And he said, "Hey Joe," cause he didn't want to sing in the beginning. Yeah, cause he thought he wasn't a singer. And and he would always say, "Man, you the singer." And I said, "Man, it's many people gonna say you the singer too. All you got to do is sing like you sing." And that boy got on then, boy. He sure did, man. So I'm proud that we touched each other's life, man, and I can't forget him. He touched my soul, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because he wasn't no tree. He gonna stay in one spot. He was adventure. Man, he was like Robert Johnson now. He wasn't permanent nowhere. He was like a nomad. He going from here to there across the earth, and he gonna play. See, and that's how he found out who he was. Take a long time to find you. Yeah. So yeah. And so you understand, learning from all these people, the licks they did, man, and the things that they played, man, I'm telling you, these guys, man, they really put me on this line here, boy. Well, it be in you anyway. And you got to touch on somebody who can bring it out.
Last question. You mentioned it, that made me think about it. I know sometimes I just had a recent post on Facebook about Jimi Hendrix and the Black Panthers.
Yeah, right, yeah.
A lot of the white fans always try to downplay it. Oh, Jimmy, they was trying to force him into doing this and that.
No, they
when
wasn't.
I research it, that's not how I see it. So
No,
tell us the truth about Jimi Hendrix and the Black Panthers.
Man, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy didn't have no color like. He was just dealing with people. But he didn't like the racism like nobody like you didn't to me either. And white folks always try to discredit you on anything you do. See, we would be listening to them in so much literature. You go in Harlem, places like that, man, Chicago, man, and you listening, man, to all this stuff, so it stimulates your brain. And you say, wait a minute, man. I never knew. I didn't have no language. I never knew that they lied to me when they told me I was a curse. And then you find out that you are the original person on the planet Earth. You see what I mean? And now you see your worth. And so Jimmy began to see that because he already had it in him. See, me and Jimmy would sit down sometime and get real emotional. Talking about his mama, and I'm talking about my daddy. Yeah, you see me? Because Jimmy loved his mama. Yeah, you know, they said all this kind of stuff about her. She was the hoe and the drinking and all the drugs and all that. Whatever she did was on her. See, that was her life. See, we're going to fall in there are many pitfalls, man. You see, man, to get where you're going, sometimes you break your leg. Yeah. So the Black Panthers, he saw the help they was doing. Protecting our communities, man. Standing up boldly with those guns. Bold, there was too much fear in these people. And then they got Angela Davis, the Suriname brother. Man, they got the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X and all that. And then King marching. And then he went to meet the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And Muhammad put him on another road. You see? Because Muhammad, he gave him another outlook on life. See, he wasn't no real Christian or nothing like that. See, he was doing Gandhiism. But he was told, listen, Gandhi then wasn't servitude slaves. You see what I mean? We servitude slaves here. They took our name, they took our language. They made us they made us hate ourselves. They took our women. They took us off our mama's breath and put their children on there and gave us to the cow. And you find out, man, who you are worth more than you ever dreamed of. And because your eyes be coming open now. And you're coming out of the grave of death, not physically. You see? And so you find out, man, you did all these things that they said they did more so. And you find out Benjamin Banneker done built all that stuff there in the White House and all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? And you find out your worth. And then you can see them as they are. And so that's what Jimmy was dealing with. He wasn't hating nobody. You ain't got time to hate nobody. Or you just can't let the snake bite you no more. See what I mean?
So you saw a marked difference in Jimmy going forward from one point to the next.
Yeah.
When he got with the band of gypsies. And
yeah, that's why he did all this stuff, because Berkeley and all them people getting shot down and killed and all this stuff, and he saw our hanging and all this stuff, and he part Indian too. His mother and you know, my grandparents, they was Indian too, more so. You know, my father and all that. So they would wear all this stuff, and that was Jimmy's thing, man. He loved the earth the same way as the Indians. The trees, he loved the trees, and the grass and everything. And we used to talk about the white man always coming up talking about, hey, Pahu, sell us this land right here. And we'll be laughing because the Indians say, hey man, I can't sell this land because I don't know what the grass is gonna say about it. See what I mean? So that's the outlook you begin to see. You began to see things like the Allman. But then you get bold. You get bold. And he stood up. Everybody said, oh no, man, you done messed up now. But everybody shouting. Then for what he did to that damn national anthem, and I don't never sing that in my life. Yeah, you know, because I know what they said in there about us. But kill all the. You see what I mean? So yeah, because see the French. I mean, no, not the French, but the English. They told us all us come over there with them. Once they kicked this boy's butt, then we would be free. So many of us went with them. Yeah.
Right. Was that a song that you had, or was that?
Yeah, just a riff. I just did a riff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess when you tuned in with your pedals, you sound like a.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Then I got my amplified and my pedal and all that stuff down. It's different, and you know what I mean. But I practice like this more, so I have it in the bed with me, pick it up, and you get an idea. It's best to hit it right then, because it don't take but a second to move over to something else.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate everything, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a little bit of that, got that will.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got that will. Gonna be a star one day. I got that will to learn. And my name gonna be on top. Let me tell you about it. My name gonna cover the world. And you gonna know me. It's gonna be sucking into you, making everybody happy. You gonna know me, yeah. Gonna be pretty girls, pretty clothes. Do you know? Dig it. Yeah.
I want to sing that Jimi Hendrix part. Play that one. I want to sing a Jimi Hendrix part.
Wait.
When we say
Okay.
Jimi Hendrix.
Let me hear it.
What did he say?
Me
Play a mean
guitar.
He made it.
Yes, it did.
Yes, he did.
And you gonna know me. I gotta be pretty calm, pretty close. Do you know? Dig it.
Oh, man.
Gonna be in your town,
There you go.
performing on stage,
Yeah.
singing my hit record.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Do you know how I know? Got that will.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
All right, now.
Farrakhan, he would come and see, cause me and Muhammad Ali, Joe Tex, King Hannibal, and many other greats was there under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the Nation of Islam. And I was a lieutenant, and I was student minister, see, in the Nation of Islam.
What year was this?
That was right. That was right before Jimmy died. Right before Jimmy died. Because Ali came, he said, hey man, we're gonna do my documentary. You wanna be in it? And he wasn't only talking to me. It was more than me there, but we was all the brothers. And he said, man, you bring your wife, whoever you want her, and I see that they get paid as extras. And so, hey man, I did it. And the thing is, the premiere was gonna be premiered and I was nervous about going. I wanted to go, but the fear was there. What if they cut me out? Man, I done told all these people. Man, and I wouldn't take nobody with me. I went there myself. It was a theater right there on Peachtree Street in Atlanta there. And man, I went in that sitting. Movie came on. Bam, I knew where my part was. One part, I was coming out the elevator with these two beautiful black girls. And they cut that out, bam. I said, dog, we done knocked out on that one. And so the thing is, when Ali was leaving, going to fight Quarry, in his 67, a gold-plated Cadillac, that's where he was going to get in it. See, I was right there with him, and then the Regency Hyatt House. In time the door opened, man, the camera got me doing like this and froze me just like that. Man, I wanted to tell somebody, man, what nobody tell. So, and then when I looked at it later, they took that out. Now, okay, they left the part then where I was behind Ali when he was going to his car. But you got to catch me fast though. See, you have to stop it if you want. If you know where it is, you can see me. But yeah, so yeah, man, I did many filming, man, commercials, stuff like that. My agent, it came from Jane Fonda. That's how it happened. Because Jane Fonda she would always have this event, auctioning off valuable stuff for her organization. And Ted Turner, I mean, everybody there, all the wrestlers and all this stuff, man, you know, I was there. And then, because I was playing at the bottom, at the bottom. What the name of this? It was a church, it used to be a church. And James Brown was supposed to open it up. James said, man, I ain't going to that church and sing, man. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. James spooked out of that one, but he didn't do it, at the Tabernacle. Yeah, I was downstairs, and Morris Day was upstairs. You see what I mean? So I was upstairs, messing around with Morris them. See, on my break. And so that's when this lady came in, and she kept looking at me. Bam. And she said, you the one I need. And so that's how it started, man. First commercial was Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I won it. The first one I won. Hey man, you got to fight for them doggone. And yeah, and you got many people going at the same part.
Black Lightning, my man. What floor? Penthouse. That's right.